This mutation is called Nuclear Family, and we are going to be playing it with Swann and Vorazun. This is on Chain of Ascension, and we have 3 mutators active. We have Hardened Will, Mutually Assured Destruction, and Outbreak. Outbreak is a relatively nasty mutator. After a certain amount of time, after the 20-minute mark, aberrations will start spawning around the map, and it can overwhelm the players if they do not have enough static defenses or have not cleared the enemy structures on the map. This map can be all cleared, so that is one way of dealing with Outbreak. The other way is to just end the map as quickly as possible before the 20-minute mark, before the aberrations start to spawn. So there we go. Mutually Assured Destruction basically means the hybrids will detonate a nuke when they die, but the hybrids only spawn on the super pusher waves that appear around the map as Janara moves forward. So over here, and over here, and over there, and then over there. So for the most part, this should not be too bad. And likewise, again, the Hardened Will is enemy heroic units will reduce all incoming damage. Again, this is the same idea. This is mostly just going to be affected. The hybrids will be causing this mutator to trigger. So the mission should play out more or less normally. As you can see over here, Vorazun has already put down a forge and is putting down a cannon for the static defenses here. This will be able to deal with the initial trickle of infested units that will spawn around the map, and they should start making their way around to the player bases. About now, there you go. You can see these guys over here. Now, mastery-wise, we can see that Swann is going for the concentrated beam width and damage, structure health, and the drill upgrade mastery over here. So you can see already Swann is already like upgrading their drill, and they will be using that to deal with the attack waves and the hybrid spawns. You can see Vorazun has already chrono boosted Swann's drill upgrades as well. This will make the drill upgrades come a little bit faster. The second attack wave on this mission is one of the most scary attack waves that you can face. So having the drill upgrade, having at least a concentrated beam available, is very, very useful. As far as Vorazun's masteries go, you know, the black hole timing, the time stop speed increase, and the chrono boost with the initial Spear of Adun energy, which allowed those Dark Templars to be spawned and clear that expansion. So Vorazun's already taken that expansion over there. First attack wave has spawned, and Swann's combat drop is ready to deal with this. Meanwhile, Vorazun has, I think Vorazun just sent some of the Dark Templars over here. There is a little bit of aggroing of the infested units on this side, and they might actually take this assimilator out if Vorazun is not paying attention. A concentrated beam has gone down, and it's just gone down on this side. So what Swann's plan is to just keep using concentrated beam in like different rows over here, and eventually, by the time the mission nears its completion, most of the final enemy base should be cleared by that time, so it will be a little bit easier. You can see over here, Vorazun's one cannon is more than sufficient to deal with this. And over here we have a flaming bay for Swann. There's a little bit of aggroing on this side by some of the enemy units. That pylon was put down a little bit too close, and the pylon will probably go down. There was a photon cannon that has been put here to draw some aggro of enemy units. So an emergency dark pylon comes down just to take away the detection for the units. So Vorazun needs to protect that dark pylon over here. So warps in a few Centurions and a Stalker just to deal with that side over here. And Janara is sitting relatively close to the edge of the pit, so they'll probably want to push those units forward. So siege tanks are here right now, but unfortunately, that enemy attack wave has come up over there and has taken one of the siege tanks, but Immortality Protocol over here. So we have a black hole that has come out here, and the siege tank is basically going to keep shelling at these enemy units, and it should essentially wipe out most of the stuff there. There we go. So that was a little bit of quick thinking to deal with an unfortunate situation on both those players' parts. Yeah, so that enemy timing was a little bit unfortunate over there. Did take out one of those siege tanks, but Mortality Protocol combined with the Black Hole and a few enemy units from Vorazun, they were able to hold that side. Now, this is the attack wave I was talking about earlier. This is a very, very scary attack wave. It is really, really nasty. It is a 5-5, I believe, attack wave. It's either a 5-5 or a 4-4, which is significantly harder than what you'd normally be expecting on as the second attack wave. Second attack waves are usually 1-1s or sometimes 2-2s. This is a 5-5, which is ridiculously nasty. A lot of high-tech units over there. And they are going to start working their way here. Black hole does come down, and a concentrated beam just instantly wipes out this attack wave. This is why having the concentrated beam is very, very important. Getting that concentrated beam, if you are not going to use it for anything, you need to use it for the second attack wave, or it will make your life extremely miserable. Now, unfortunately, there is a bunch of phoenixes, and Vorazun does not really have a lot of air presence right now, so Vorazun is making a couple of Stargates there to increase their production of Corsairs. The Stalkers are able to deal with a little bit. Stalkers are useful for Vorazun's initial anti-air, and I believe there is a Dark Templar over there that is harassing Vorazun's Dark Templar army, which is also somewhat problematic. But yes, this 4-4, this 5-5 attack wave does have a lot of kick to it, so having a Concert Beam is kind of important. So a combat drop has come down to take out that Dark Templar that was harassing this area, and they are going to start pushing their way towards this side and dealing with the first hybrid wave here. So Black Hole comes down with a pulse cannon, and that has cleared up all the enemy units that were getting the buffs from the hybrids. So, or that were giving the buffs to the hybrids. Sorry. So the hybrids are now been weakened, and they are able to get killed off relatively easily, combined with some of the Dark Templars that were there. Vorazun continuing to macro up here, and Swann doing the same thing. But Swann is getting some of the turret upgrades as well, which is really, really important. And Vorazun is now going to be increasing production into the air units as well, having a couple of Stargates there, just to be able to deal with the Phoenix harass that will be coming up, because that does get kind of annoying. And Vorazun is going to now start pushing into this side. Vorazun's army did take a nuke from the hybrids that were there. There's a High Templar that is there, but that gets focused fired down by the drill, and a Blink with the Shadow Fury is able to clear this side out.
Complete.
Now both players are basically just taking this moment to just get their upgrades and start macroing up a little bit. Swann is sending a Herc with a bunch of siege tanks on this side. Does get aggroed by some of the infested that have spawned, but that seems to get focus fired down by the drill relatively quickly. Vorazun is like trying to build up an army right now. The DTs are going to be significantly more important for dealing with this enemy composition, because this enemy composition is techie, which is mostly a ground composition. But in the middle stages, or the middle waves, like tech level I think 3 and 4, maybe 5. It does have a few air units, which means that you will need to have a bunch of Corsairs and stuff. Additionally, also the hybrids, there are some air units that spawn. There are those the tuna fish hybrids are there, so it does require you to have some kind of air presence to be able to deal with that side. There's a little bit of harass here from some of the infested, no biggie again. Hybrids have spawned, so Dark Templar is going to move forward, take out these photon cannons, and the siege tanks are going to shell from behind. A black hole comes down, and again, you have to be really, really careful. The Hardened will kind of makes it a little bit easier, because the Dark Templars are not going to instantly one-shot the hybrids, deal a little bit of damage, and then they start running away, so they do not get nuked. One hybrid goes down instantly. There's a blink forward away from the hybrid that is going to explode. Another black hole comes down, and there's just a little bit of DPSing. One hybrid goes down, small nuke goes off, another hybrid goes down with the drill, and last one gets focus fired down by the drill. A little bit of micro from Vorazun there, just get vision of the hybrid and make sure she doesn't lose her army. Those Corsairs are not cloaked, so if she does get hit by a nuke there, she will be losing those Corsairs. So it has to be really, really careful about that. We have another Flaming Betty over there as well to help this. And as you can see over there, Swann has used this concentrated beam in a very tight manner over here, so by the time the commanders get to that final base, there will be essentially very little left, and that is one use of the concentrated beam that you can have if you are playing this mission. I prefer to use the concentrated beam to deal with the attack waves, but it is really a matter of preference. If you want to use that to clear the enemy bases, I tend to use the pulse scans to clear the bases and concentrated beams to deal with the attack waves. But if you want to use concentrated beams in this manner, it's also a really efficient way of doing it, because it allows you to clear multiple enemy bases at the same time. We have another attack wave now has spawned on the southern side of the map, and Swann is going to make his way forward over here and start pushing into this enemy base in preparation for the next hybrid spawn on this side. So just initially just clearing this side out and just removing these static defenses can help a lot. Vorazun is going to go and intercept this wave here, and we have a pulse cannon that has jumped in, combined with the Dark Templar, so that attack wave just instantly gets completely destroyed. And Janara is now sitting over here and is ready to be pushed forward. So there is a slain elemental on this side, and the elemental has gone down. Siege tanks were sieged up over there, but I don't believe they can hit the slain elemental. There is another one that has spawned on this side as well. This will be taken out as well. So Vorazun has a few Corsairs and mostly Dark Templar army, which is the composition that is required to deal with this enemy composition. So they'll start pushing Janara forward now, and that will spawn the next set of hybrids. So we'll wait for that. Or I think Swann wants to do the bonus objective first. Okay, so Swann wants to do the bonus objective over here. Drops a bunch of siege tanks, takes out the static defenses. There's a small enemy base on this side, so clearing that out is always useful. It means that the and you can see there's another concentrated beam that's come down on that side as well. I think let's start dealing with this slain elemental here. There is a small push of enemy units on this side, which has, I believe, taken out the workers that were pushing Janara forward. Again, Vorazun jumps in over here, takes out these this attack wave, or this harass wave, with Dark Templars, and Swann has taken out the slain elemental with relative ease. So both the elementals are done, both bonus objectives are completed, and it is now time to push Janara forward. There is another attack wave that has spawned on this side as well, so we'll see how the timing works. I think the hybrid spawns are going to occur at the okay. So the hybrids have spawned on this side, which does mean that the attack wave is going to make its way towards Vorazun's base. Vorazun is going to go and engage this. So Black Hole comes down, blinked by the Dark Templars, instantly takes out a lot of the high-tech units on that side. Over here, Swann has dropped a combat drop with the siege tank that has just completely wiped that attack wave. The Phoenixes stand no chance. There's detection over here, Dark Templars go down, and that is the end of that attack wave. So now most of this area has been cleared. So Vorazun is basically kiting that hybrid. Vorazun does not really want to get nuked by that hybrid. Hybrids are not very pleasant. We have a disruption web ability coming down for this. Vorazun tries to maintain vision of that hybrid to get DPS. Even the blink forward by the Dark Templars just to focus down that hybrid, and then just micros away there. I believe there are a couple more hybrids. So another Black Hole comes down, blink forward by the Dark Templars, just clears out whatever is there of the ground units, and now the hybrids are all left over, and they're just going to get focus fired down by the laser drill and the Goliaths, which have the increased range, which is very, very useful for this. All those hybrids have gone down. A little bit of the final hybrid actually does end up getting some of Swann's units there, but his Goliaths now, he has a good number of Goliaths to make to have very, very few issues. So he's lost about 13 Goliaths over there. But again, he is at a number now where it's okay to lose a few of these Goliaths. And he continues to start clearing this. As you can see over here, the aberrations have started spawning, which is going to make this mission now significantly more difficult. Vorazun is pushing forward to clear up whatever is left of the enemy base. As you can see, not very many units are left over there, because Swann's concentrated beams have essentially wiped out this entire base. And yeah, there we go. So Swann is just going to continue clearing up here on this side. I believe it is not necessary. I think Janara can be pushed forward right now, and the mission can be ended. But there we go. This entire site has been cleared off now. There are a few enemy structures left over here. There is a bunch of gateways and stuff over here, and we have a bunch of we have a small enemy base on this side. Over here, you can see now these aberrations spawn at the 20-minute mark. So after 20 minutes, the aberrations will start spawning from enemy structures, and that is what makes Outbreak kind of a scary mutator. Certain maps, such as this one, can be all cleared, and then you don't have to worry about the aberrations or anything else spawning at all. But other maps like Void Launch and Mal Warfare, you cannot actually all clear the maps because the launch base on Void Launch and the bonus objectives, the suppression tower spawn locations, I believe, on Mal Warfare, actually are considered enemy structures, and obviously you cannot destroy them. So it is impossible to clear those missions, and you will always have aberrations. So that kind of makes a mission significantly more difficult. You can see it's not a small number of aberrations either. It's 5 to 10 aberrations at a time, and it can get very, very nasty. So you can see over here now, it requires a little bit of good timing on Vorazun. You can kind of cheese this mission, which is what's going to be happening over here. As soon as the hybrid marker spawns on the minimap, a time stop will come down like this. And the thing is, the ping marker spawns before the hybrids actually spawn and push Janara back. So when you trigger the time stop, as soon as this thing spawns, the hybrids do not spawn and Janara moves forward, and you can basically end the mission like that. So there you go. That is GG.